broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web. You're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to Radio AMB, which is designed for people who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Smucker, a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the business for over 40 years. Radio AMB is where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our program sponsor today is Hue Noir, a line of artisanal makeup thoughtfully formulated to enhance the natural beauty of darker-skinned women. Unlike many other makeup lines that purchase products pre-made from private label manufacturers, Hue Noir takes a proprietary approach, sourcing the finest raw materials for their custom formulas. Their handcrafted, small-batch methodology allows them to use the highest quality ingredients to create remarkable, coverageable makeup that consumers love. But so does Target. Find Hue Noir in their new collection at Target and online at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Now, we are going on 3 years and 162 hours here at Radio AMB, and there are times as I think about the work involved in preparing for the show each week and getting to know the guest, I feel a little overwhelmed. I always think I know the people we have selected to be on the show, and then I begin to read the stories behind the stories. And the guest, it's very touching to me that guests like the one I have today, it makes me remember that life is not about the amount of breaths we take. It's the moments that take our breath away. And that's what I felt like when I read Greg's story, and I hope you will too. My guest, Greg Starkman, and his wife, Joanne, own Inner Sense Beauty. You'll hear today how Greg and Joanne got started and some of the unique things that they're doing to define and shape clean beauty of the future. Their leadership is evident in their brand vow of transparency, something that you rarely see with brands. But their leadership goes beyond that in many ways, from their product development, their education program. There's something called hair ceremonies that I'm loving to hear about, and their inspiration for people through love, both in and outside of their business and the beauty industry. Welcome, Greg. I'm delighted to have you with us today.
Well, Patty, thank you for having me.
So our audience always loves to hear the human interest story. So tell us a little bit about your background and Joanne's background and how you got started in the business.
Wow. I for myself, I think I was really born to be in the business. My mother, believe it or not, broke water with me in a salon. She called my father, and he said, "I'm on my way." And she said at that moment, "Wait, my hair's not finished." I've always been around beauty as a child. My mother owned a very successful cosmetic company in Beverly Hills, Emily Starkman Cosmetics, back in the 50s, 60s, and into the 70s, and had a salon on Wilshire Boulevard. And so I was always remembering myself as a kid hanging out at the salon and the spa, and I kind of also was very exposed to the rat pack of hairdressers back in the day. And believe it or not, it was of the likes of Jean Chicot, Larry Bowser, Vidal Sassoon, as well as many others. But it was always very impressionable, and it was definitely hairspray.
Right.
So, but, and also early memories was filling my mother's bottles from vats that she would bring in from Europe. So, lo and behold, flash forward, a good 20 years, I found myself in beauty school and really fell in love with the art of doing hair, and then progressed and pursued a career behind the chair for about 8 years, and really kind of fell into a love of education, which also propelled me into sales, marketing, product development, working for a number of very large traditional beauty brands. Hence, that's where I met my bride, Joanne. Joanne also is the offspring of 2 educators, and always has just had a love of educating, but more important, she also had a love of hair, and she often also tells the story of corralling all of her girlfriends on the playground at school and always doing hair. And she forever has always had a passion for doing hair, and was a very successful stylist, educator, as well as platform artist. Where we met on the show circuit, she worked for a brand that I managed, and we traveled kind of through the show circuit for a few years before, say, the spear hit us, right? So that was really it. But we both shared a love, passion for hair and beauty, and we've been together now going on 24 years, believe it or not.
Wow. And so in that process, I understand that once you got together, then you began a family, and that also sparked some of the next steps in your career.
Sure, absolutely. Morgan, our daughter, who is just an absolute joy in our life. At 22 months, she was diagnosed with a rare genetic disability called Williams syndrome. Mm-hmm. And like any parent, it's just like life is perfect, and then all of a sudden you're subjected to quite a shock. And as anything in life goes, there's always gifts. One of the things that we pursued greatly was really understanding what caused this. Unfortunately, it's not anything we did. It was just, one of those things that happens in life. And but it really sent Joanne on a pursuit of learning better about organic living and lifestyle. She was born and raised in Northern California, so she's definitely my Fillmore hippie. And, but it was really about, us having a better, healthier lifestyle. And I think that one of the things that she also began to understand and really inspire us to was to understand about toxins in the environment. And this was, again, in the mid-'90s. And at the same time, there was just so much energy around toxins in the environment and body burden. And if you remember back then, it was mad cow. Really, countries becoming more motivated than ever to understand about the rates of increases in cancers and other elements that were really beginning to, be inflicted upon populations, and really where the amount of toxins in the environment were really coming out, and the information that was leading to that. And so one of the things that Joanne had said to me at one point was, how can I go back in the salon knowing the rate of exposure of the chemicals that I'm being involved with or exposed to? And really the numbers associated with the rates of cancer, say, in the professional beauty industry are among some of the highest, believe it or not, along with, many other trades. But in the beauty industry, we do have a high rate. And with that being said, I also began to understand the green movement relative to chemistry, and it was pretty much being driven out of the movement out of Europe, especially as the U.S. manufacturers started getting EU directives relative to the types of ingredients that they were identifying as phthalates or endocrine disruptors. And then, of course, that just kind of sparked a whole new movement. I became really fascinated, passionate, and it turned into an obsession for myself. And at that point in time, Joanne and I really decided that there was a need for a product that was truly clean and toxin-free. And we really felt that we wanted to bring the products of these efficacies to the marketplace and, more important, to the professional beauty industry. So it was about, I want to say, 2002 that we decided that it can be done. We wanted to do it, and we made the commitment. And hence InnerSense was born.
And so, at the core of when you began putting this together, what were some of the obstacles that you had to overcome in terms of being able to really put something together that was both sustainable, clean, green, but functional?
So, unfortunately, the beauty industry works on a paradigm, and it was about breaking through paradigms and really identifying not only ingredients, not only the sourcing of ingredients, but more importantly, was also in the manner in which ingredients were processed. Because I can go anywhere and buy 15 different grades of, say, shea butter, but it's in the manner in which that shea butter is actually processed, whether it's raw, ethically refined, or if it's commercially processed, and then hypothetically it could be adulterated or with other ingredients that dilute it, enhance its performance. And so it was really not so much about the chemistry. It was also about, it was the chemistry and the sourcing and the processing and the manner in processing of the ingredients that really was probably the biggest challenge, because at that time there weren't a lot of hair care brands in the marketplace that really focused on the quality of ingredients. The industry that was really focused on the quality of ingredients was really more so skincare. And so we really kind of took the lead or followed the lead of skincare companies that were really focused on the production of ingredients. And it was utilizing ingredients that would go through a distillation process to maintain the purity and the full efficacy and potency of an ingredient, rather than sourcing it from a commercial source where it's going through what we call ethoxylated processes, where it's being exposed to solvents and other types of chemicals that bring it to marketplace at a less efficacious level. And then, therefore, companies also have to use a lot of I call them cosmetic-based ingredients that really enhance the performance. So then what happens is those ingredients tend to be there more so for label claim rather than at an efficacious performance level.
And Greg,
it also kind of goes back to, I kind of jumped ahead of myself, the paradigm.
Right.
Because the paradigm in the beauty industry is, you use really good performance ingredients that provide lather, shine, volume, all of the key ingredients and all of the key things that consumers want from a product. And those ingredients tend to be very inexpensive, synthetic, petrochemical and based. They're resins, silicones, plasticizers. And then, again, thread in your marketing claim ingredients that really help glamorize your story, so to speak.
And
so it was really kind of breaking that paradigm and really focusing more on the ingredients that provide a performance value to the product, and that's really the uniqueness of InnerSense.
And just so that our audience really understands, since a lot of them are consumers, again, the paradigm that's existed has been the basic providing of shine and lather and those types of things, but the ingredients that do that are relatively inexpensive and mostly synthetic. And then they are surrounded by ingredients that have been processed in such a way that aren't necessarily healthy for you, but they're sort of stuffed into the formula for what we call vanity ingredients.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. And so when you went to the skincare pharmacy, if you will, of ingredients, and one of the things that's different in skincare is that there is a real focus on the sourcing of the raw materials. Give us an example of a raw material that can be really, really beneficial and healthy to the skin if handled properly in the raw material state, and how it would be handled where it wouldn't be so healthy.
Right. So, again, I use shea butter because it's a fairly widely used ingredient in skin, body, and hair.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can go and purchase shea nuts that go through a cold pressing. They're actually cold pressed, and then basically the shea is extracted, and it goes through a very ethical cleansing process that removes the foreign matter from it, and then at that point it's at its full raw state. It's at its cleanest state, right? Or I can buy shea butter that's gone through a process where they're subjecting it to solvents that break it down and begin to dilute that as a product or as an ingredient. And then they thread in other ingredients, and we call it lacing, and it's rampant in the beauty industry or in the cosmetic ingredient business, where they're lacing in other types of ingredients, whether it be polyquaterniums or silicones or resins or other types of ingredients that enhance the performance of the ingredient. But when you read it on the label, there's no difference between shea butters.
Right.
Because there's absolutely no standard to that. So it really is in the manner in which the ingredient is processed. And, I kind of go back to, and I'm dating myself, and I don't want to date you, Patty, but
you can. I'm proud.
Wella Balsam, right?
Right.
Think about it. Wella Balsam was the product of the 70s, and it was an amazing shampoo. I mean, it really, I think, put Wella on the map in the U.S. But really, it was a shampoo that really kind of changed things because most shampoos before that were very astringent. They were very harsh. This came in. Of course, it contained a lot of those same ingredients that were very traditional, but it was loaded with paraffin wax. And so, of course, it had wonderful slip. It gave great shine. It just was beautiful. But then after a week or a month, all of a sudden your hair became lifeless, dull. The coating on your hair, you could iron it off, right?
Right.
So, and really that is the paradigm that continues. Now, of course, the ingredients today are far better. But at the same time, it's that same paradigm. They're very inexpensive. They provide great slip and shine. But I also often say sometimes they give you the false impression that your hair is healthy and shiny and clean and hydrated, but it's all you're feeling is the cosmetic piece of it. And you as a consumer or as a beauty and wellness professional can really feel it. You can feel it in your hands. You can feel it on your hair. If there's a film there, then there is a cosmetic ingredient that's in that product to enhance its performance.
Right. And so as you began looking at being able to bring in ingredients like that, was there a huge difference in price and the pool of people who were willing to work with those high-quality ingredients?
Yeah, it was very limited, especially back at that time. It was really difficult to identify formulators that really wanted to work with us, who were equally as committed to what our mission was. Because, again, it was that paradigm of, the conventional and, the dusting. Then it was also very difficult to find processors, and these are very small organic processors who could also begin to process the yields that we would need to make the product the scale we need it at. It was not here in the U.S. In fact, in the very beginning, about 90% of our ingredients came from overseas. And because these tend to be very small farms, and then you have to also rely on your supply chain to align with your values to make sure what you believe you're getting. So it is a full-time job, even to this day, especially as we've continued to scale and grow our business, to maintain our standards. We refuse a lot, believe it or not. If the product or the ingredients are not coming in at spec, we refuse a lot, and we've had to just make some hard decisions along the way as well.
Right.
Especially as we've grown and the demand for our products has grown, the demand for these raw ingredients have grown. We were with family organizations that did this primarily. They were used to doing 5-gallon drums, and now we're asking them for 500-gallon drums. They can't do it and not have the relationships with these other companies they do business with. So it's always just kind of kept us on the search, maintaining, developing new relationships as we scale, making sure that we have the supply chain, our ingredient partners who continue to meet our growing demand and our standards.
Right. All right, well, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what actually is the definition of clean beauty and what is Inner Sense today. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Hi there, it's Patty Smucker, and you're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with the co-founder of InnerSense, Greg Starkman, and we're talking about his brand that is really revolutionizing the market in a space called clean beauty. You know, I was at the very beginning with one of the pioneers that began the conversation of the options and the things that were available way back then with Aveda was very different. But I do remember that same philosophy, Greg, in terms of being passionate about what came through the door, and actually watched him as he dumped a 50-gallon barrel of Bulgarian rose oil because it came in and it was supposedly, it met a certain specification, and when we got the analysis back, it wasn't. And he was so angry he just literally dumped it in the parking lot. So firsthand, I understand that passion. Tell us, what is the definition of clean beauty?
I think today, the consumer awareness of toxins in the environment, which is being fueled by healthier, cleaner lifestyles, and everything from meat, poultry, agriculture, and really has kind of bridged over into personal care products. Really today, clean indie brands are really focused on source and the efficacies of ingredients, but it's also the elimination of anything that's toxic or unsustainable. And those primarily are ingredients that are phthalates-based or ethoxylates. Even though it might be coconut, again, in the manner in which it's processed, if it's exposed to chemicals, it therefore is an ethoxylate, which is a 1,4-dioxetane, and as well as other types of ingredients, which would be everything from fragrance to resins, silicones, plasticizers, other types of petrochemical compounds. So it's really the commitment of the elimination of all of those types of ingredients and really solely focused on ingredients that are sustainable, efficacious, and clean, right, and considered to be clean, and really addressing the needs of a much more empowered and informed consumer. To your point, I mean, Horst was very much at the forefront of this. Of course, as a hairdresser myself, I was always in awe of his vision. But I think that, through his vision through Aveda, that springboarded with his vision through and into Intelligent Nutrients, which his daughter Nicole today continues to carry on that vision. I think that one of the things I'm equally as proud about is that our missions are very much aligned, as well as our chemistries are very much aligned. And believe it or not, we came out, I introduced our lines, I think within about 24 months of each other. And I was just like, if I can feel like I'm right there with him, I've done all right. I've done good.
Right, exactly. And so it makes sense that part of this process, and we did in the early days in terms of empowering and informing consumers. Tell us, what is the InnerSense range today, number one, and number two, how do consumers read labels so that they can discern between something that, like your brand, and other items on that are available?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a trick. First and foremost, our product line was initially developed for and by the hairdressers. I mean, this is, who we created InnerSense for. And so our range of products, of course, is hair baths, conditioners, as well as styling products that meet the needs of the natural consumer, right, who's looking for good style support. They're not looking for high-performance hairspray. So, but, I think that, kind of going back to your point, it's like, how do you decipher? I think the thing that consumers need to learn to look at in ingredients is that even though a product might look natural and beautiful and it's got some pretty flowers on it, you've got to look for the key ingredients like PEGs, MEAs, polyquaternions, EDTAs. There are even natural products that have polyquaternions. I've even seen natural products that make that claim that have silicones or other dimethicones in them, which, to me it's like you wouldn't buy a hybrid car and be told you need to put super unleaded in it. Why would you buy a natural or a clean product that has any type of a synthetic or a toxic ingredient in it? So I think it's twofold. It's one, it's really learning to pick out those key ingredients that I just mentioned, as well as understanding preservatives and the importance. There's a lot of free of products right now, and I think the consumer confusion is a lot of consumers see the buzzwords of silicone-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and those are the least of the three that you need to worry about because pretty much everybody is free of those today.
Right.
It's everything in between that I was just speaking to. It's the PEGs, MEAs, DEAs. There's brands out there that continue to use ureas, and which are very harsh, toxic preservatives. And their claim is, well, we use it at a very low level. Well, no level is safe, and it's a toxic ingredient. And, these consumers are becoming very empowered. And there are resources today. And I think that one of the things that's really fueled consumer empowerment is the Internet because of the amount wealth of information that's available and resources. Whether you go to the Think Dirty app that you can have on your phone that really rates products, the ingredients as well as the sum of the whole, which is a very powerful consumer tool. Of course, the EWG and Skin Deep is always a great resource, not as well updated as it should be. There are other ultimate, resources that a consumer can get on. If you have a question to an ingredient, just simply Google it. It's the wealth, a plethora of information that will come up. And then I think more importantly, if you get on a brand's website and they're only listing out the key ingredients, what are they not wanting to tell you? Right? They have to be able to list out all the ingredients. And we list all of our ingredients as well as most manufacturers via the international nomenclature. So unfortunately, these aren't pretty sounding words sometimes because these are scientists creating these ingredients and they're not marketers.
Right.
But, understand what they are. So, if it doesn't sound so natural, well, if you Google it, you'll find that maybe it is, and maybe it's not as bad as it sounds. And I think that's where you need to be as a consumer, and more importantly, as a beauty and wellness professional. You need to become your own advocate. I think the biggest challenge is that today, again, you can't read just the front of the label. You need to be willing to read the back of the label, and a salon stylist or beauty and wellness professional can't just take the word of the sales rep walking in going, this is all natural. You've got to really unpack it yourself and decipher it.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll learn a little bit about what are hair ceremonies. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hey there, thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Smucker, and you're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Greg Starkman, the co-founder of InnerSense Hair, InnerSense Beauty Products, hair care brand. Greg, we've been talking about the painstaking process you've gone through in terms of selecting the ingredients that go into your product. We understand that it is a range of hair care products that are designed for both a professional stylist but for clients to use at home. And I was captivated by something that was on your website called Hair Ceremonies. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, we're not just about products. We're also very rooted in self-care and ritual of self-care. Hair Ceremonies is really Joanne's love because she believes that being with a beauty guest is a ritual, and it should be treated as a ritual. And so she has really kind of created Hair Ceremony around the philosophy of being present with one's, consumer or customer, or beauty guest as we prefer to call them, in which a beauty and wellness professional is really conducting more of a ceremony in the sense of in the manner in which they conduct the service. It's also utilizing a range of products as well. One of the things that we promote in our education is a practice called sacred geometry, which is something that Joanne has really been advocating for many, many years as a beauty and wellness professional. And that's really in the manner is that, your hair is an extension, it's live, it's living, and it basically is an energy force. And when it's cut in a manner that protects that energy force and creates a balance, as well as creating beautiful style, it's really, kind of a much different philosophy, but that's really, the whole kind of the piece around ceremonies. We offer ceremonies on our webpage in the sense of a collection of products that give someone an option to select products that are good for them, not just a shampoo and conditioner or a hair bath and conditioner, but other products. And so, it's kind of part of that. And so we are just now launching a national education program in salons throughout the United States that really is promoting this ritual. And I think the beautiful thing, Patty, is that, consumers today want more than just coming in and having a haircut. They want an experience, and this is what this is helping promote. And it's amazing the beauty and wellness professionals that are approaching us so excited about a new way of looking at what they do day in and day out. They're almost re-energized.
Absolutely. Now talk to us a little bit more about the sacred geometry. And you said something about hair has energy, and the way that it's cut preserves that energy?
It does. It's when there are the sacred geometry, or the geometry of the scalp, and the partings in which the hair is drawn from, and the angles to support that. When they are balanced correctly, then your hair maintains an auric balance. So it's almost like an auric cleansing and an auric balance.
Wow. And that process is part of this new education program that you're rolling out across the country.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
It's really a beautiful experience.
And so how are you developing the education team around the country?
So we are actually at the middle of this month going to be launching. We have over 25 selected hairdressers who will be joining us in Dallas for a national training. And this is the first of many, and it's the first step. And many of them will move on to become masters with us, in which then they will also be available to conduct events throughout the United States. And then we will also then conduct national events where we'll invite beauty and wellness professionals to come and join us for really wellness weekends, where they're learning about self-care, they're learning about self-preservation, and they're learning the art of sacred geometry.
And so the education goes really way beyond just how hair is treated. It sounds like it goes way beyond just that customer experience. Why do you feel that it's so important that you also include this aspect of how the hairdresser takes care of themselves?
Because they are caregivers, right? I mean, that's probably one of the biggest pieces that Joanne speaks to, is the fact that, she recognized that she is a caregiver, that she cares for her customers. We, as beauty and wellness professionals, take on so much when we're with customers, and we forget about the importance of taking care of ourselves. And, Patty, you were a hairdresser. I can imagine you can probably sit back and remember the days where you were just emotionally depleted.
Right.
So it's also about learning techniques that feed you to take care of you, because unfortunately we are always the last ones to care for ourselves.
Right. And it's interesting that I've always felt that way. Of course, I grew up in the Aveda world, and it sounds like that our paths really crossed in that way, and you had that admiration. But do you find it interesting that so much of the beauty world doesn't consider themselves part of the wellness world?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. But I really think it really happens as beauty and wellness professionals or hairdressers. I wouldn't say get older, but, I think when they probably get into the midpoint of their career, they're at a point where I want more, right? I want more. I'm starting to care more. It's not about, there's more to this than just cutting hair for 8 hours a day and 6 to 8 clients in a day.
Right.
So I think that as their mind shifts, as they're starting to take on other types of rituals like self-care through diet, through yoga, all of these things really mount up. And it's just about taking it to the next level. And so to that point, to your question, though, is just that I think that beauty and wellness professionals need to elevate themselves, that they are part of the wellness revolution, because it is a multi-billion-dollar business. It's continuing to grow. It's not going away. Consumers are spending exponentially for being healthier and being in a better, healthier place. And I think hairdressers need to understand that there is a consumer seeking this, and by doing so, you put yourself in a position to elevate yourself and therefore elevate your level of professionalism, and it relates to income.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about this, because this is really, not only are you leading in terms of developing products that are defining what green is, but also bringing hairdressers into a phase of understanding that they are part of the wellness community. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easier for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Smucker, and you're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Greg Starkman, who is the co-founder of Inner Sense Beauty, and it is a range of hair care products that is really defining what clean beauty is all about. Greg, we talked about this whole concept of not only the innovations that you're making in the product that you're bringing to the market, I call it oftentimes goop, but also in the way that you are framing the relationship between the hairdresser and the customer. Will you just tell us a little bit more about that whole wellness philosophy?
So, I think, again, it's just about how a salon owner and a salon stylist present themselves to their community and to their beauty guests. You know the difference, when you walk into a salon environment or a beauty environment and you're welcomed and you feel like this is a place where I can come for rejuvenation. Mm-hmm. And this is what we want to help promote. And we're inspiring beauty and wellness professionals to really see that there's a new, different way of performing their service. And what we hear, too, is that it's becoming far more enjoyable for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of programs out there that promote, you know, how to become a successful salon owner through programs, which are great. But, you know, then there's also the cultural piece. And we as a business focus a great deal on our culture and our people. And, you know, so I think it's really kind of all-encompassing. It's just a, you know, strong mind, strong body, strong business, right? And so that's what we're really trying to promote. And it's much different. You know, I'm not a traditional company in the sense that I'm run by CPAs or banks or investors. That's the beauty of what we're doing. I'm living my dream, and we're able to make decisions that are about doing what is right for us and not worried about selling product.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's really hard to hear because everybody wants to sell product, and I do too, because it's what fuels us. But at the same time, I believe that will come, right?
Mm-hmm.
People get us, and that's why our salon partners are really loyal people. And we have great relationships, and we do business direct, and those relationships are humbling.
Right, but it really it's so beautiful to hear you say strong mind, strong body, strong business, and that those are driving forces over and beyond profitability. Not that it's not important, but that ethos is really what is putting you into a leadership role, again, in the product that you're producing, but also this philosophy of wellness. Are you, as you're bringing that message into the marketplace, where have you found success? Where is the brand being sold today?
So, you know, we're sold throughout the United States in salons and spas. And we're really beginning to see that salons are really embracing the clean beauty movement.
Mm-hmm.
They're really beginning to hear that consumer. We have salons that carry high-end luxury products, you know, that are beginning to really understand the need to offer product like InnerSense in their portfolio of products so that they're able to meet the needs of all the consumers. But then they're also becoming very engaged with our philosophy and want to integrate that in with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, we're also sold in some of the growing green beauty boutiques throughout the country. And this is an emerging trend, which you have companies like Credo and Detox Market and Full Lane and Elia and Citrines. These are beauty boutiques that are committed to the green beauty movement, and it's really a wonderful complement of who we are, and demonstrates, you know, our commitment to the clean beauty movement to be sold in these environments as well.
Right, right. And so as you grow, what are some of the plans for growing the range of products?
You know, the line, believe it or not, is really short. We've got 16 SKUs. We'll probably round out somewhere in the neighborhood of between 18 to 20. I don't have, you know, products that our products, especially our styling products, are highly cocktailable, and we really promote that because I don't believe in oversaturating the salons with a lot of SKUs. I believe that also when customers understand how to cocktail and make the types of products that they're looking for, it gives them flexibility as well. And it's very manageable.
Right.
So really, we are working on a few other styling products, and we have some exciting launches in the pipeline for the balance of this year. And we really are focused in staying in our lane. And I think that, you know, again, that's a refreshing too. I don't drive new products for revenue. I drive new products that make sense.
Right, right. That makes totally makes sense. And so, with regards to partners to grow your business, who are some of the partners that you're looking to grow with and touch that you're not touching today?
Well, it's as an indie brand who is really direct to salons, it's sometimes very tough to gain the level of exposure, especially when you look at the traditional channels of distribution. So we really look for salons that really want to get committed to the movement and really see that clean beauty is really an important part of consumer trend that they need to offer. I often sometimes say that if I have to go in and talk you into it, we're not going to be really good partners.
Right.
So I've learned not to kind of go there. When we really get a salon owner or a stylist within a salon that is getting very educated and committed to this, and they get InnerSense, that's when there's a mutual courtship that occurs, and our relationship fosters and becomes very strong.
And it makes sense, though, too, that whole idea that a lot of your growth has been people coming to you because they get what you're about.
Yeah, we have consumers literally telling their hairdressers, and then they're contacting us.
Right.
So, we really kind of have a less is more philosophy. And, of course, look, I want to grow a business. I have employees, and I want to provide a sustainable workplace and environment for them as well, and we're doing that. And, but we want to be in the right salons. We don't need to be in every salon.
Right.
And, Patty, I turn business away. And there are a lot of great opportunities, but we're in a position where we can make the right opportunities. We don't have to make every option or every opportunity work. We look for the opportunities that maintain the integrity of who we are, supports the business, and really sees the value in InnerSense.
That's great.
And as we grow and become more broadly known, of course, everybody picks up the phone. But again, it's about making the right decisions.
Right.
And I think that, as long as people are partnering with us, they've seen us try to manage growth organically and not run hard.
Right. Well, Greg, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to share your story with us and for the amazing work and the way that you're showing up to be such a leader for a healthier planet and people and our industry. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, and I invite everybody to join us at www.innersensebeauty.com. Check us out, and if you have questions, info@innersensebeauty.com. We're always here.
Great.
And Patty, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, that'll do it for us today. Next week, join me as we dip into the sweetness of beauty with Bon Blicity. I'm Patty Smucker. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.